Regarding the height of this support plate, it can be adjusted by moving the screws up and down to change its horizontal height. Now, how to adjust its height properly? Here's how. For example, let's first adjust the character spacing. After that, when we place the product on it, the horizontal position I mentioned earlier means that the character spacing is placed almost flatly. Then, we put the pie on it, aligning it with the concave position of the character spacing. After inserting it in this way, push it forcefully, because once it is pushed through, it will sink into the position of the characters and come to rest at this position. To adjust its horizontal position, adjust it until it just touches the bottle cap, or the place where we want to block. When it contacts this position, it is acceptable. This is the adjustment of the support plate. Then we have a mechanism for adjusting the compression cylinder. So, when adjusting the compression cylinder, we go to the manual operation page and press the compression cylinder. When the compression cylinder is pressed, it will extend. When it extends, it is in its normal state. When it extends, for example, if I have a shorter product, now that doesn't touch my product. My final goal is to adjust it so that it touches the product and tightens it. This way, it won't have any misalignment, shifting, or loosening issues. After I have compressed it, it can be labeled. But how do we adjust it? We can adjust here. There are two screws that lock the cylinder on the bottom, so we can loosen the two screws at the bottom, then adjust its position. First, loosen it, then press the compression cylinder and let it extend. Then move it so that it presses over the product. Move it until it touches the product, and then move it a little bit to tighten it. Then, when making the adjustment at this point, you should pay attention to the flatness of the pressing. You cannot have the side that is pressed being pressed while the other side is not. Otherwise, when it rotates, it will rotate unevenly. Therefore, when pressing, you also need to keep the product cover in close contact. At this time, you can lock it. Once locked, it's done. Then, we can prepare to start production. During the production process, we will come to our touch screen. When we click on it, there are 4 pages. During normal production, we proceed as usual. At this point, when making the adjustment, pay attention to the flatness of the pressing. You cannot have the side that is pressed being pressed while the other side is not. Otherwise, when it rotates, it will rotate unevenly. Therefore, when pressing, you also need to keep the product cover in close contact. At this time, you can lock it. Once locked, it's done. Then, we can prepare to start production. During the production process, we will come to our touch screen. When we click on it, there are 4 pages. During normal production, we proceed as usual. We have now arrived at the production execution page. Regarding this production execution page, first of all, we need to confirm that the product we are labeling is the same as what we previously edited. This is because there are some differences in the parameters. For example, if I am labeling the false product now, then here there will be the 4-character code of the product. This is some of the parameters for products. Later, we will explain the parameters, but before production, we first need to select different parameters. For instance, for my first product, I would first click on this place, then input E, confirm that this is correct, and then pay attention to this. Here it is 7200. When I press the down arrow to call up, it takes about 10 seconds. This is the first set of parameters. Its parameters have a little difference. If you are afraid of making a mistake, you can first take pictures of the parameters like 12345 for each group. Even if you make a mistake, it can still be changed back by itself. The important point to note is that, for example, if you are currently in the first group and the parameters for the first group are being used, let's say you have entered 4. After entering, I just said it was 4. Then when you finish entering 4, do not press the save button. If you do press the save button after entering 4, it will actually save the value of the parameters for the first group. So if we want to return to 4 at this point, after entering 4, you need to press this call button for about 10 seconds. In this way, it will revert back whether it's saving or calling. After you enter the value, you need to press for about 10 seconds. Then it will automatically switch. After confirming the production type, we can simply press the start button and it will enter the next step.